Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome to another edition to Freedom Friday. Yes, it's Friday again. We've made it to another week, and I'm so glad about it. So, guys, listen, when you come in, I want you to like, share, and tag. Invite someone to be a part of this Freedom Friday on today. I'm going to jump right into it. I know some of you are going to catch it on the replay because I have a busy Friday. When you work for yourself, work never stops. So I've got to get right into it. But I want to challenge us today on Freedom Friday. I want this to be a challenge. You saying to me, Dr. E, what is a challenge? A challenge is something that stretches you outside of your comfort zone. So today we're talking about pivot, how to embrace the changes of pivoting. So let me give you a definition of what pivot is. A pivot is a significant shift in a strategy, direction, or approach. It's that moment when a leader realizes that the current course won't lead to the desired outcome, and a change, often a bold one, is required. A pivot isn't just a minor tweak. Listen to this. It's deliberate, it's a thoughtful move that can redefine an organization, a campaign, or even a personal journey in leadership. So this week we had an opportunity to experience the DNC. And it was great. It was awesome. It was wonderful. One thing, on my opinion, I thought it was too long. So I couldn't stay awake for the whole thing, so I would catch it on the replay. But one of the things that I noticed from all the speakers that we learned from families, from first responders, from those who had been impacted, all of them had to pivot. They had to change. But I asked myself the question, where did we learn this pivot from that we can now glean from that's personal 24th century information? Lean in, let me tell you. So when Joe Biden decided that he was no longer going to be the candidate for the Democratic Party had to make a deliberate, listen to this, change for the good of the people. Now, I choose to believe that they have been grooming Kamala for this role at least a year. And let me tell you why. When they announced her, it was such a smooth transition. And so when she stepped up to the forefront, it wasn't a lot she had to do. She had to just bring her personality to the forefront. And then it led me to believe that she was groomed and being groomed for the role of presidency because she had policy that she could give us clear direction this week, clear understanding. So when I realized that she was the nominee, I realized this week that she was it. She was the pivot they needed to change the party. I posed the question to you this morning, what is your pivot? What do you need to change your outlook on life, to change where you're going, to change what you're doing? What deliberate changes do you need to make in your life today that you're telling yourself today, I no longer can stay where I'm at because where I'm going, I'm thinking too small. You've got to learn that whenever you are pivoting, it's essential that you guide yourself through the changes of life and you not become a reactor to what you see. Pivot allows a leader to adapt to a new circumstances. They reassess the situation and they move forward in a way that aligns with both their values and the challenges they're going to face. You're going to face some challenges when you are pivoting. It's about maintaining flexibility. Are you flexible? Don't lose sight on where you're going. Don't lose sight of what you're trying to accomplish. But who do you need to bring to the table that's going to help you pivot to your next? It's all about changing where you are to get to where you need to be. Diana Ross penned a song, Do You Know Where You're Going? Do you like the things that life is showing you? Do you know? I ask you the question, do you know where you're going? Is it clear? I asked myself the question the other day and thinking about some things I need to do. I realized I was not clear in what I wanted to do or say. So now today on this Friday, I've got to redefine and reassess some strategies, some defining moments on what I need to do to get where I desire to be in business, in ministry. And because I run multiple businesses, they all are not moving in the same direction. So now I've got to determine where I'm going to start with each one of them and how to pivot and not lose sight on where I'm going. Today, I want to challenge you. Pivot the way you think. Pivot your circumstances. Pivot who's around you. And more than anything, I need for you to look at where you're going and then begin to strategize. Where do I want to see myself in the future? You see, the DNC, they were not just looking. The Democratic Party was not looking for where they are now. They were pivoting for the next 4 years. Where do they want to see the Democratic Party go? And we all love Joe, but we realized that Joe was not it. So I asked the question to the other party, do you think that Donald Trump is it? Can he pivot? Just a question. Sometimes who we think is the leader may not be the one. I asked you today, can you pivot? And if not, can you choose a successor that can get your organization or your ministry to the next level? Today, I want to challenge you. Pivot where you're going. Stop being inconsistent. Stop flip-flopping. But I need for you to recognize the landscape that surrounds you and see yourself in the future. Because I believe where you are right now is just a stepping stone to where you're going. I'm so glad you joined me on this Freedom Friday. I want you to realize something. Life is about to change for you. When you learn to pivot, I'm on your side. I'm rooting for you. I'm on your team. I love you, and I believe today is going to be the best day of your life. Have an amazing Friday. I'll see you back here next Friday, same time, same bat channel. If no one's told you today, let me be the first to tell you I love you, and there's absolutely nothing you can do about it. Live life and live life on purpose. Have an amazing Friday. See you next week.